Hey guys, FlameGrilled here. I am back on the Diablo 3 Season 23 PTR, so that's slated for patch 2.7. No release date as of yet, but I just wanted to bring you guys another build since the old builds that we were working on got nerfed. For those of you who don't know, Firebirds got changed a couple of days ago so that you can no longer use the Firebirds 4-piece Tarash's 6-piece for the insane damage. You now have to just use a Firebird 6-piece. It was fun while it lasted, but alas, we knew it had to come to an end. So this new build that people have been using and that I've been using currently is a Spectral Blade build. It's actually kind of insane. Honestly, it's insane enough that it's probably going to be nerfed. I can see it going live this way, but I feel like it's just, maybe the numbers are just going to be reduced a tiny bit. But anyway, let's get into it. I'll show you the gear, I'll show you the skills, I'll show you the spells, I'll show you a breakdown of how it's going to be played. And I'll show you guys a quick bit of gameplay from it as well so that you can see what it plays like. So first of all, we are using the Firebird 6-piece. We are also using an Orguild's 3-piece for the damage increase and reduction. We are also using a Captain Crimson's 3-piece for the damage increase and damage reduction. We are using a Traveler's Pledge and Compass Rose 2-piece for the damage increase. As you guys can see, a lot of sets in this build. Obviously, no build is complete without a convention of elements these days, and we are using a Fragment of Destiny. Now, this one we are using for the insane increase to our signature spells. This does have a Hydra element to it, but we're not worrying about that. We're simply using it for the Spectral buff and the increase to signature spells attack speed. Now, in the cube, we are using an Orb of Infinite Death. That one's just going to be to maintain the increased damage buff and also the damage reduction buff from Explosive Blast. It's really handy trying to push with this build. We have the Shame of Delcir for the signature spell attack speed again. And of course, we have like 3 different sets that we're using, 4 different sets actually, so we absolutely need a Ring of Royal. As for a quick rundown of the skills, first of all, because we're using Firebirds, we need to have Disintegrate to ignite the enemies. We're using the Chaos Nexus version of this one, just so it's easier to ignite the enemies around us while we're channeling. The main damage source for this build is this Spectral Blades, so we've got the Flame Blades version of this to increase the fire damage stacking up to a maximum of 30%. We have Explosive Blast. As I said, we're still using Orb of Infinite Death, so it's really nice to keep that stacked at 4 for not only the damage increase, but the damage reduction as well. We have Black Hole with the Spell Steal rune. This one's fantastic just for buffing your damage and also CCing mobs. We're using the Deflection rune for Magic Weapon. Because we are attacking so quickly with Spectral Blade, this one's fantastic for just keeping a shield on you at all times. And obviously we have Safe Passage with Teleport, just for an extra damage reduction there, and also to get out of stuff. Now, as for passive skills, the first one we've got is Unwavering Will. As I've said, the main damage source of this build is Spectral Blade, so this one's really nice to have this increase in armor, all res, and damage while you are standing still. Next is Blur, just to decrease damage taken by a further 17%. Now, we are using Captain Crimson's in this build, so we want all the cooldown reduction we can get, so that's why we have Evocation. And lastly, as I said again, Spectral Blade, all of our damage is in that, and it doesn't have a very long range, so if we can do more damage to things within 15 yards, we'll do it. So Audacity is what we're taking. Now, in terms of stats and what you are looking for, I prioritized obviously crit hit damage and chance. After that, all you want is fire damage increase and also attack speed. And I'll show you guys why you want the attack speed in a second. Now, as for the playstyle of this, as we are using Firebird 6-piece, obviously you want to disintegrate and ignite all the enemies that you can. You want to be keeping your Explosive Blast at 4 stacks at all times, so basically just use that when it is off cooldown. You want to be buffing your damage and CCing the enemies with Black Hole, so again, pretty much just use that off cooldown on big packs. Now, this is why you want attack speed as well as a priority on your gear. The faster you attack with Spectral Blade, the more times you're going to proc the Ignite from Firebirds, and also the more shields you're going to get. Look how quick that attacks. That's insane. With the Shame of Delcir and the Fragment of Destiny. So I'll just take us through a 120 really quickly. And I'll show you guys kind of what the build looks like. So as I said, igniting all the enemies, making sure you are spamming Explosive Blast and also Black Hole, and then all you're doing is attacking with Spectral Blade to kill everything. As you can see, it does melt enemies. Now, one important thing to remember is the Explosive Blast, I have a habit of letting it fall off. Just remember that if it's not at 4 stacks, you're going to take a lot more damage than you normally would. Now, as I said earlier, I do expect this to be nerfed. Currently, this build is low risk, high reward, I would say. As long as you're keeping up your Explosive Blast stacks and using your Black Hole when you can, you're not really in any danger. I definitely could be using my Oculus Ring a bit better from my follower. I like everything about this build though. I like that it CCs, I like that it does high damage, I like that you're shielded pretty much all the time, it's got good survivability. And we're about to spawn the Rift Guardian. And there we have it. So that is the new Firebird Spectral Blade build coming out of the Season 23 PTR. I think it'll be nerfed, but it's a great build. It works well. It's high damage. It's good toughness. You're shielded all the time. It's good mobility. Honestly, it feels really good as a build. And I think the only thing that they might need to adjust is just the numbers. Just maybe drop the numbers a tiny bit. And if you guys did enjoy the video, please remember to like and subscribe. It helps out the channel enormously. And as I always do, I will be linking my Twitch in the description below. That one is twitch.tv/flamegrilled. I'm streaming Diablo 3 pretty much every day there. Come say hi, come hang out, it's a good time. And as I always say, happy looting, and I'll see you in the next video.